Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Garden of Sports Fantasy Hockey Podcast. We're back for, what is this now, Jake? What are we going into? Week 8?
Week 8, baby.
Week 8, fantasy hockey, waiver wire pickups. Woohoo! We're so excited. We are very excited. We love this.
Yeah, glad to be back after a week
Glad to be
off.
back. We had a really good Thanksgiving. It was good to see Jake and Bree. Good to see them. Good to see the family. You know, have a nice little Thanksgiving meal. Watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I mean, that's a yearly thing. We love it, and it was really nice. So it was an awesome holiday. Sure. And now we're back. So for Week 8 fantasy hockey, and we're gonna do our weekly 3x3 waiver wire pickups to start off the episode here. I'm your host Zach Gardner, alongside my brother Jake.
Hello.
So let's just jump in. Weekly 3x3. Here we go. So starting her off, I got Kevin Hayes. We've mentioned him a lot so far this season. He's just having a really good year. Definitely needs to be higher rostered. In our league that we're in, he is averaging 3.7 points. He is only 32% rostered. He's got 6 goals and 16 assists for 22 points in 22 games played. So he's point per game right now, which I don't know if that will hold up, but he's looking great. And he's got 1 goal, 3 assists in his last 4 games, averaging about 19 minutes time on ice this season. And he's just got a great role where he's not going to lose any ice time or anything. He's just kind of like one of their best offensive players. And for the time being, he definitely should be picked up. He's got to be higher owned. And he's slowly starting to climb up. I mean, when we first started talking about him, he was 5% owned, and he's gotten up to 30. He should be up over 60, 70% owned range. I feel like he's been playing.
Does he get a lot of hits? I mean, I see the points though. He's got the
he's got the points. Yeah, I don't know that he does a lot of hitting because
no, it doesn't look like it.
No, he really just scores the points. He's a good passer. This is
good in every league. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just really good in points leagues for sure. So who you got, Jake? Who's your first guy?
My top guy here, Nicholas Paul. 21.9% rostered. 3 goals and 1 assist in the last 3 games. He's on a hot streak. He's on the Lightning, very good offense. I think he's just a grab him while you're hot guy, and he's proven it this year. I mean, this is not just a 3 or 4 game streak. It's been going on a week or so. That's why he's up 10%. So
yeah,
I think you grab him for the bottom of your bench, stream him until his time is over. But in our league, he's averaging 4 fantasy points a game. I mean,
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, man. Do you know more about this guy? Details? I don't know.
I really don't.
I really don't. At the stats.
Yeah, I've just been kind of looking at the stats too. I don't know much about Nicholas Paul, but yeah, he's doing good. So I mean, go pick him up. Go learn a little bit about him, where he was from and everything. If you're interested, we don't have too many details on him. I don't know really. He's he's a younger guy. So just, go give him a look. He's doing good right now. So definitely a guy worth mentioning. My next guy here, Dawson Mercer on New Jersey Devils, young player. He's on the second line and second power play right now. The last couple games, his time on ice has been going up. Not the second power play. What am I typing here? He's on the second line and he's on the top power play. So, okay. I mean, he's up there with the big boys. So definitely want to be picking him up. He's up there with Batherson and Hughes. So, I mean, you want a piece of that. He's got 1 goal and 4 assists his last 4 games. This one's definitely got some upside to it. So yeah, go give Dawson Mercer a look while he's on that top power play.
Will do, boss. Will do. My next guy, Nick Schmaltz.
Like to hear that.
Nick Schmaltz, 37.7% rostered in ESPN. 3 goals and 1 assist in the last 3 games. So just same stats as Paul. He's in the third line, but is leading the team in forward ice time. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Why that is, but
he plays defense. I think he's out there for the penalty kill and stuff. So.
Looks like he was coming off some big injury too. This is just 4 games of
he was
back,
injured,
and he's doing really good.
Yeah, he is doing pretty good. Definitely Schmaltz. He's a guy where he gets on hot streaks. So while he's definitely hot right now, go pick him up. Probably not going to be a whole long-term thing, but I mean, while he's scoring, Schmaltz usually puts up decent amount, like really good stats. Like there was like a month or a month and a half long period last season where he was like on Connor McDavid level pace,
Wow.
just for like 6 weeks. But I mean, that was a hell of a 6 weeks to own him. It was a fun roller coaster with Schmaltz last year. So when he gets on those hot streaks, he'll take you for a ride. That's for sure.
For sure.
Next guy here, another Coyote, Lawson Krause. He's the best offensive player in Arizona. Having another good year under the radar. Go pick him up. He is 5.4% rostered. It's crime. It's criminal, Jake.
4 goals in the last 4 games.
4 goals in the last 4 games, averaging 55 on ice last week. But on the season, he's averaging 17 minutes on average, and he's getting the ice time up, and he's scoring the goals. And I mean, he's just he's a really good goal scorer. So he's a guy you like to have, and he does a little bit of hitting and everything too. So. Go be picking up Lawson Krause. I think he's a good addition, really, to most fantasy teams.
Oh yeah, man, I like that move. Does he get? I see he's at 3.8 average. Does he get hits at all?
That's why, because he does do a bit of banging.
Okay.
He's got 50 bangs in 20 games, so he's over. He's over 2 a game, yeah. So yeah, he's a banger. He's a big boy banger.
I actually have another banger here for you.
I love bangers, dude.
Matherson, 6.6% roster. He's on the Montreal Canadiens.
Bangers like the Beatles and Stones.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
40. What was I saying? 1 goal and 1 assist in 4 games. He's averaging 23 minutes of ice time. Well, almost 24, and 2 minutes and 47 seconds in the power play. And he is also coming off an injury. It looks like 4 games back, just coming out like he didn't lose any conditioning, and yeah, looks really good, man. I don't know what else to say here.
Yeah, Matherson's always a good one. He's definitely a banger. And when he's scoring points like that, you definitely want to, and he's getting some power play time. Pick him up. I don't know if it'll last, but he is a good defenseman, and he's a banger. So, be looking at Mike Matheson.
For sure.
It's a good move. Now we'll just move on to surprises of the week.
Surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
So I just got quick here. Andrei Kuzmenko just looking like the next Artemi Panarin.
Whoa.
He's got 4 goals and 4 assists the last 4 games. Dude's on a tear. I know we were talking about him possibly, and I was kind of trying to throw some cold water on it at the beginning of the season. But, I mean, obviously this guy is looking great. He's got 11 goals and 10 assists in 21 games. So, I mean, he's point per game on the year, averaging 3.7 in our league. The dude's a scorer. You love to see it.
Nice, dude. My surprise of the week, Jacob Chikrin, coming off a major injury, but coming out really hot, averaging 23 minutes of ice time. He's got 1 goal and 2 assists. And he had a down year last year. I think we talked about him as a buy low for a lot of last year, and I don't know if that actually turned out because then he got injured again, but looking like a great surprise this year. I don't think you can actually trade for him right now because his average is 6.5, but
yeah.
Just wanted to highlight that. Maybe it's a comeback year for him.
It could be. And then there's always the talk of him getting traded at the deadline just because Arizona's so bad, There's always that rumor that's going to fly around, so.
For sure.
And then, we'll move on to deep league moves here. We got started off with Luke Kunin. He's got 2 goals and 3 assists in his last 4 games, and besides that scoring, which is pretty decent, he's a banger. He's usually a guy that can throw his weight around. He's only 5.9% rostered. Go give him a look. He's scoring some points, and he is a reliable banger. And then we got Nick Bukestad on the Arizona Coyotes as well. He has 3 goals and 2 assists his last 4 games. He's only 0.5% rostered, so I mean, he's pretty much available in any league. You can go give him a look. I think he's a great streaming option right now, just while Arizona's a little bit hot. Then we got Artem Zub. He's got 1 goal and over 23 minutes time on ice his last 4 games. This guy's a big banger. He's 5% rostered. He's a really good defenseman on a really good team. He's not a scorer, but if you get banging points, he does do a lot of hits, and he scored a little bit over the last week. So, he just go give him a look if you really need some D. He might be a decent little streaming option there.
Oh yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, and then we got Alexander Barabanov on the Sharks. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists his last 4 games. He's 2.4% rostered. He's just looks like a nice little third line scoring guy. Could be a nice little streaming option if the matchup's good. You might want to give him a look because he's doing a little bit of scoring right now. And then we got Sean Monahan, looking for him for the bounce back year because we saw him go.
Bro. How is he this low owned?
I don't know. He's just 2.5% rostered. I mean, he's been kind of low owned the last couple of years, but he's got 2 goals and 2 assists his last 3 games. Looks like he might be refinding that scoring touch he used to have just as of like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go pick him up. And maybe a change of scenery is all he needed to get back to his old little scoring ways. So just don't be afraid to look at Sean Monahan for some points if you need to on a Sunday or something. Then we got Ilya Mishiev on his new team, Vancouver. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists his last 4 games. He's only 3.7% rostered, widely available, young kid. Really good scorer, really good puck moving guy, kind of a play driver. I kind of like his game a lot. If I'm betting, on a streamer, I would bet on this young Russian kid here. I've always liked this guy, even back to when he was on Toronto. The last couple of years, I always thought he was a good little sneaky good fantasy player that a lot of people don't really know too much about, but he usually gets you decent points when you do play him. He's usually a pretty decent player. I wouldn't say that he's great, but I just like him. And then we got just a banger defenseman here. Not really much points to talk about here, but if you're in a banger full on banger league, you can look at Rasmus Ristolainen, and he's got a real sick flow. Might be the best flow in the league.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know if you looked at his picture.
Yeah, this used to be. I was going to ask you about him last week. This used to be like a very high owned.
Yeah, he used to be like a top 10 defenseman. He's just
so
not
young.
He's not getting the same offensive role on. He's just not getting that same role on Philly that he used to get on Buffalo, and they're just not using him on the power play. So I mean, that's really the only thing.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that won't change. Mm-hmm. And then
Matt
last
Murray.
guy here, I'm just going to talk about a goalie. He's pretty highly owned, but I still want to talk about him. Matt Murray, he's locked in right now. He's getting all the starts for the Red Hot Maple Leafs, and he's looking very good. If there's any way you can scoop him up or trade for him or whatever, he's looking very good right now.
I like that one.
Yeah, and then lastly, we'll talk about Yanni Hakanpää. He's our banger of the week.
Oh,
yep. Good job, Yanni. So let's see what's he got on the season here. He's a banger. He's got 66 hits in 22 games. And he's doing a little bit of scoring. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists. No power play points. I mean, that's not really his thing. But the 66 hits, so really that's 3 hits a game. You'll take that in a banger league. And he's got 40 blocks. You love to see it. That's his thing. And yeah, he's the honorary banger of the week. And then real quick, we'll just take a quick look at the schedule here for this next week.
Get it?
Okay, so we got the Arizona Coyotes and the Boston Bruins this week with only 2 games, so kind of stay away from them. So those are the worst schedules. And then the
Two of
best
our
schedule.
top grabs are Coyotes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But their matchups this week are good on Thursday and Friday. So, I mean, Thursday and Saturday. So maybe, you could still get something out of them at the end of the week, for the end of the week streaming. But yeah, at the beginning of the week, don't pick these guys up until like Wednesday night or Thursday morning. Yeah. Okay, so best schedules. We got the Tampa Bay Lightning, San Jose Sharks, New York Rangers, Florida Panthers, Edmonton Oilers, Detroit Red Wings, Buffalo Sabres, and Anaheim Ducks, all with 4 games this week. So definitely be looking at all those teams. Again, that's the Anaheim Ducks, Buffalo Sabres, Detroit Red Wings, Edmonton Oilers, Florida Panthers, New York Rangers, San Jose Sharks, and Tampa Bay Lightning, all with the 4 games this week. So go look at those teams for your streaming options. And that'll do it, Jake, unless there's anything else you want to add. Any guys I might have missed? Anybody you want to talk about?
No, man, I just don't get why, like, I was telling you that I grabbed Drake Batherson in the one league. But he's still being dropped just like, in across the leagues. He's down to 84%. Is there like...
I don't understand that. Yeah. No, there's something I'm missing because he's a great player. I don't know why people are dropping him. Everybody goes on cold streaks,
Yeah, and he's still averaging 3.7 on a cold streak.
Yeah, he's doing good. I don't understand that sometimes. People are in like 6-team leagues and they're, a guy is not doing amazing, like doing point per game, and they got to drop him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, that's all I think that is. I would not be dropping Drake Batherson. If I saw him dropped, I'd be picking him up right away.
Gotcha. All right. That's what I have.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, that'll do it. Thank you all so much for listening. Leave us a like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. Leave us your fantasy hockey questions, your lineup questions, trade questions, or whatever. We'll, give you our best analysis. And go follow us on our social media. We got Facebook, facebook.com/Garden of Sports Podcast. We have Instagram, instagram.com/Garden of Sports. And we have Twitter, twitter.com/GOSPod 2021. Go give us a follow. It'll be super, super duper fun. And we'll see you back here next week with a fresh fantasy hockey episode. Take care, everyone.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.